Hey, happy Monday. So I'm going to make a porch sign for you this morning. And this one is, you can get this transfer on my website. It's the welcome transfer. It also comes with a variety of add-ons. So some people are substituting the O for, they're making little things that they can tack on. Snowflakes or pumpkins or whatever. But I'm just going to do the simple sign this morning just so that you can take a look at it. And just FYI, my dogs seem a little hyper this morning, so they might pop into the camera and or make some noise. So let's see what we can do here. So I make most of my porch signs with fence boards. They are the most economical, easy to get. They also tend to be easiest to work with. You can certainly get other pieces of wood, but I find that the fence boards need less prep, which is the name of the game. So what did I do to this fence board? Basically, I just stained it a color that I like. And now I'm gonna apply the chalk paste. So I'm gonna try and angle you down so you can see. All right, so I've laid out, so here's the fence board. You can see it's the color I like. Nice kind of a medium brown. I've laid out my transfers the way I think they will look best. I'm leaving some room at the top for a bow, which I will show on my Facebook page, Cowgirl Chalkers. And so let's get going. So first thing, Sharpie marker, always label the back. Why am I labeling the back? I'm labeling the back to make sure that I don't put the transfer on the wrong side of the backer. That will ensure that my transfer stays good as long as possible. So how long do chalk couture transfers last, you may ask? So officially the company says 8 to 12 uses. I have gotten way more uses out of some of my transfers than that. All depends on how you take care of it, what kind of things you're chalking, how much you fuzz it. All of those things could make a difference in terms of the longevity of your transfer. So I'm just checking my chalk paste. Looks pretty good consistency this morning. So I take this off, take off my backer. And I'm defuzzing the transfer. So if you watched my Teacher's Influence chalkboard sign last night, that one is an example where the transfer was super, super sticky. I thought I defuzzed it enough, but it kind of was almost curling when I pulled it up. So what that means is it was too sticky for me to use, and so sometimes that's going to happen. You just gotta do the best you can. All right, so I'm just gonna, it's not quite. So this one's a little tricky because the W, pretty much, top of the W is pretty much the same width almost as the board. So you just got to make sure that you got about the same amount of space. I'm going to do a couple letters at once. Okay, flatten it out. It's not as much of an issue lining it up for the W. I think I didn't unfuzz that E. Thankfully, these don't seem all that sticky. today. All right, so this is where I find you really need to line them up, because if you don't line them up, if the letter has like a clear line like the E and the L does, it looks really, really funny. So of course you can use a level. Sometimes I'll use a measuring tape as well. Not too far. Okay, there we go. Third time's a charm, I guess. All right, so let's get chalking. So put a decent amount of chalk paste on your squeegee and drag it across your letters. And you're removing the excess. And you want to make sure that you're covering the letter in its entirety. So for example, here there was a little spot that I didn't realize I hadn't covered. Okay, remove the excess, put it back in your paint jar. And I'm going to remove that W. All right, go on to the E. So this transfer is available on my Chalk Couture website. And it makes porch signs, make great Christmas presents for people. So if you want to get somebody a porch sign, you can obviously buy one from me finished, like this one. Or alternatively, you could get the transfer, go get a bunch of fence boards, and make your own if you're crafty. It's all up to you. And certainly this year of COVID is the year of trying new things, whether it's making new gifts or gardening. I know lots of people have started gardening who I'd never knew gardened before. At the local PV Mart, we have trouble getting canning jars. So thankfully, I've been canning enough years, I got a lot of jars. So I was pretty good, but I think some people didn't have as many. Okay, take off the L. There you go, it's starting to take shape. Okay. Slide the board down. Again, being careful to fuzz. So I'm also making sure that I'm spacing out my transfer so that the letters are spaced out. That's also an important thing. So make sure there's nothing underneath or you'll get a weird bubble and the paste won't stick as nice and won't create that nice Chalk Couture finished lines. People have asked me, you know, what's the difference between stencils and Chalk Couture transfers. One of the main differences I have found is that the chalk couture transfers, because they stick, it gives you a really finished look on the edges. So I originally started, some of you have heard this before, I originally started my business with stencils, and I had wanted to make signs and those kinds of things, but I wasn't happy with the way it looked. So for me, and I know some people are, and that's fine. For me, I didn't like the unfinished look of the edges. Now, I like, rustic country looking things, but I felt like it was too rustic in order for me to be comfortable selling it and putting it in my own home. So I have a whole bunch of stencils that I never use because of that. And now you can, of course, tape down the stencils, but without a doubt, the superior product in terms of the edges is the chalk couture transfer. And in addition to that, of course, it's a part of a community of amazing artists. And yes, there's men too who sell chalk couture. Men and women who create amazing, beautiful things for people's homes and teach people to be creative and engage with people, and it's just a lot of fun. So there's also that too. That's always part of any kind of direct sales kind of benefit. Okay, there we go. Those done. Run out of space here. The towel. All right. I'm gonna do our M. Whoop. M has a similar problem to the W, where it is pretty wide. Okay, so notice how I'm happy with where it is, and I'm really making it stick down. Because this one in particular, whenever I have a transfer where there's not a lot touching the surface, like really this is the only sticky part, I know that I'm going to have a bit of a harder time getting the paste or getting it to stick. And so you really want to hold it down or push it down a little bit and really make sure it's adhering in those few places where it's holding. Because otherwise, you don't get that really nice finished edge that I was just talking about. So far we're about 13 minutes. So I bet you 15 minutes and this porch sign will be done for sure. Then we're going to clean up, and then I'll clean up my transfers. So how do I clean up my transfers? Mostly with water, but there's also transfer cleaner that helps get, like if you get a little bit of staining or something, you can get it off with that. Okay, final one. So hopefully I can, oh, you know what? Let me do this. Okay, final one. Here's the E. So the paste is completely washable. Ink is not. Ink is permanent. Well, the ink you can wash off as well, but you have to do it right away. A lot of my pieces are paste, in large part because I really like working on wood surfaces and chalk surfaces and that kind of stuff. But also part of it too is I'm a little bit on the messy side, as you can tell from my hands. Okay, just smooth it out. And then we're gonna grab this paste. super fast, super easy. Last Christmas I made, I came off my transfer there. I made lots of porch signs for people for gifts. Super popular gift. Okay. See, like right there was a little spot that I hadn't gotten. Okay, remove the excess. You're putting the excess back in your paste pot. Remove the E. And there we go. There's the welcome sign. So I'll post the finished product with the bow on my website, Cowgirl Chalkers, and this sign will also be available on my new Christmas store, Cowgirl Christmas Store. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.